Well, howdy there, friends. Today we're embarking on a remarkable journey to catch a glimpse of how the cast members from Police Academy 1984 have changed over the years. We'll be revealing their true identities and ages, and you're in for a real treat as we compare their youthful days on the show to the present year of 2023. So, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all ready for this ride? Let's get this journey rolling. Number 1. G.W. Bailey as Lieutenant Captain Thaddeus Harris. The antagonist, known as Mr. Nasty, within the Police Academy consistently endeavors to undermine and remove Lassard and his team, yet invariably becomes the subject of most jokes. Starting from Police Academy 4, he acquires Proctor from Mouser. His drive for success comes at the expense of Lassard and his crew. Initially a lieutenant in the first film, he ascends to the rank of captain in subsequent installments. His oft-repeated phrase is, "Move it. Move it. Move it." He harbors an intense fear of heights, evident during an undercover stakeout in the sixth film, where he and Proctor pose as window washers for a tall office tower. His satisfaction derives from tormenting and diminishing his subordinates. Initially, the cadets he trains at the academy, and later, Lassard's team whom he outranks. Despite his colleagues' general aversion due to his treatment of them, these same individuals end up coming to his aid when needed. Bailey, born in Port Arthur, Texas, attended Thomas Jefferson High School in Port Arthur alongside Janis Joplin and Jimmy Johnson. Beginning his college education at Lamar University in nearby Beaumont, he later transferred to Texas Tech University in Lubbock. Abandoning college, he spent the mid-1960s working at local theater companies before relocating to California in the mid-1970s. His television career commenced with a minor recurring role as a crime scene police officer in the short-lived detective show Harry O. Following this, he secured guest appearances on TV shows like Starsky and Hutch and Charlie's Angels. His inaugural film role was in A Force of One, an early Chuck Norris film. By the late 1970s, he attained prominence as the conniving Sergeant Luther Rizzo in MASH, a role that propelled his career. He also portrayed Tom Berenger's sidekick in Rustler's Rhapsody. When he joined the cast of the sitcom Police Academy in 1984, he was 40 years old. Presently, he is 79 years old.
He wrote and I directed and cast us both in. It was from that evening in Los Angeles that our television...
Number 2. Kim Catrall as Karen Thompson. She is a bored socialite who joins the police force to broaden her horizons and meet people who aren't like her and her mother. She tells Mahoney that she wants to be a cop because, "I like to dress like a man." She appears only in the first movie. Thompson is best friends with Laverne Hooks and is the only one who understands the soft-spoken woman. She's also Mahoney's first love interest. Catrall began her career after graduating from Georges P. Vanier Secondary School in 1972, when she left Canada for New York City. There, she attended the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and upon her graduation signed a 5-year film deal with director Otto Preminger. She made her film debut in Preminger's action thriller Rosebud. A year later, Universal Studios bought out that contract, and Catrall became one of the last participants in the contract player system of Universal before the system ended in 1980. The Universal System's representative in New York, Eleanor Kilgallen, cast Catrall in numerous television guest star roles. One of the first jobs Kilgallen got her was in a 1977 episode of Quincy, M.E. starring Jack Klugman, whom Kilgallen also represented. Since late 2005, she has appeared in a number of British television commercials for Tetley Tea. In July 2006, a commercial for Nissan cars, which featured Catrall as Samantha Jones, was withdrawn from New Zealand television, apparently because of complaints about its innuendo. She later starred alongside Brendan Gleeson in John Boorman's film The Tiger's Tale, a black comedy that focuses on the impact of the Celtic tiger economy on Irish people. On ITV, she starred alongside David Haig, Daniel Radcliffe and Carey Mulligan in My Boy Jack, the story of author Rudyard Kipling's search for his son lost in the First World War. In 1984, when she acted in the sitcom Police Academy, she was 28 years old. Now she is 67 years old.
clothes. And she knows what's right for the character. She's always studying the script.
Yeah.
I admire her so much. She really changed how all of us really did.
Number 3. Donovan Scott as Leslie Barbara. Leslie Barbara, a hefty individual lacking self-confidence, becomes the constant target of merciless pranks by a clique of bullies who drive an aging Mack Teskey truck. At the outset of the first film, he and the photo hut where he works are tossed off a bridge into a river, igniting his resolve for vengeance as he enrolls in the police academy. Throughout his tenure there, Barbara gradually learns to assert himself and acquires self-defense skills, which prove invaluable on 2 occasions. The first instance involves his intervention in a situation where 2 of his aggressors, Blanks and Copeland, provoke Mahoney, aiming to provide Harris with a reason for expulsion. Barbara stands up for Mahoney, catching them off guard by initiating a scuffle, striking Copeland with a metal lunch tray. This leads to Blanks punching Barbara in retaliation, triggering a skirmish between Blanks and Mahoney. Despite the odds, Barbara manages to fend off the attackers, bringing them to the ground. Scott underwent a comprehensive 2.5-year study at the esteemed American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. He embarked on tours as both an actor and artistic director of a theatrical troupe. By 1977, Scott settled in Los Angeles, establishing a significant presence in both film and television. His film debut transpired in Steven Spielberg's 1941 in 1979. Additionally, he appeared in Olivia Newton-John's 1981 music video for Physical, and co-starred in Lucille Ball's 1986 ABC TV series Life with Lucy. In 2016, Scott mentioned to San Diego Gay and Lesbian News that he was engaged with his improv group at the Acme Comedy Theater in Los Angeles while simultaneously working on a television script centered around Santa. Upon joining the cast of the sitcom Police Academy in 1984, he was 37 years old. Presently, he is 76 years old.
I don't know, part model and part animation. I love those.
How, now after being cast, how soon was...
Number 4. Bubba Smith as Moses Hightower. Appearing in every installment of the franchise except for the 7th film, Hightower initially worked as a florist before joining the Academy. He remains renowned for his colossal size and extraordinary strength. Hightower's preparation for his driving test involves an unconventional method. He removes the front seat from a compact car and maneuvers it comfortably from the back. Despite his imposing physical presence, he is remarkably modest and speaks softly, often expressing a lack of confidence. He admits to Mahoney that he hasn't driven since the age of 12, fearing failure in the academy if he flunks the driving test. Throughout the series, his character frequently employs force or breaks objects to intimidate antagonists. Notably, he lifts a practice squad car with Copeland inside after the latter insulted Hooks, referring to her in a derogatory manner. Despite such incidents, Hightower graduates from the academy with a bravery commendation. His rise to lieutenant comes after an act of valor where he wrestles an alligator to rescue Harris, a skill he honed while growing up in the bayou. In the 3rd and 4th films, Hightower showcases his proficiency as a certified dog handler, utilizing German Shepherd police dogs. Additionally, he appeared as the chauffeur for Ned Beatty's character, Clyde Torkel, in the movie Stroker Ace starring Burt Reynolds. Among his diverse television appearances, Smith featured in Good Times, Half Nelson, The Odd Couple, Wonder Woman, Taxi, Heart to Heart, MacGyver, Married, With Children, and Family Matters. Smith served as the longtime spokesperson for the Baltimore-based law firm Cohen, Snyder, Eisenberg and Katzenberg. When he joined the cast of Police Academy in 1984, he was 39 years old. Sadly, on August 3, 2011, he passed away at the age of 66 in Los Angeles, California, U.S.
And his peers can make the money that they'll make.
Michael Irvin, you made the league better, is that what you're saying, if you guys lost?
See, if the Jets...
Number 5. Steve Gutenberg as Carrie Mahoney. Cadet Officer Mahoney is the lead character of the first 4 movies and the cartoon of the series. He is a troublemaking, womanizing cad with a heart of gold. His worst habit is retaliating against insults in bizarrely effective ways. For instance, the last straw before his police career was when he was a parking lot attendant and was forced to park a car for an abusive customer in a full parking lot. He put the car into a side wheelie, crashed it between two cars and proudly proclaimed, "It fits." Since his father was a decorated police officer, Mahoney was given the choice of the police academy or jail by his father's former boss, Captain Reed, who did not want Mahoney's antics to reflect poorly on his father. Captain Reed told him that they can throw him out, but he cannot quit. If he quits, he will head to jail. After playing an uncredited bit part in the suspense film Roller Coaster, Gutenberg had his first screen credit in the TV movie Something for Joey. He then played the starring role in the 1977 California high school comedy The Chicken Chronicles, set in Beverly Hills in 1969. Gutenberg then had the romantic male lead in Cocoon, another box office success. A comedy in which she starred, Bad Medicine, was not particularly successful. In 1986, Gutenberg played Pecos Bill in an episode of Tall Tales and Legends, then was in Police Academy 3, Back in Training. On May 21, 2020, Gutenberg appeared on Holy Moly 2, the sequel. Later, on August 2, he appeared on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, via cameo. Gutenberg starred in the Lifetime film How to Murder Your Husband, the Nancy Brophy story where he portrayed Daniel Brophy. In 1984, when he acted in the sitcom Police AC Demi, he was 26 years old. Now he is 65 years old.
How's the baby? They don't want to hear it anymore. They don't want to have lunch with you anymore. I was furious. I walked out there and I called my Aunt Vera, who's 94 years old. I got
Number 6. George Gaines as Commandant Lassard. Eric Lassard holds the role of Commandant at the Metropolitan Police Academy, initially maintaining distance from the department's political aspects. During a confrontation where Chief Hurst and Lieutenant Harris oppose the new mayor's initiative to alter academy admissions, Lassard seemingly aligns with them but swiftly disregards their opinions after their departure. However, in subsequent years, he spearheads the Citizens on Patrol program, an outreach endeavor within the community. Lassard appears in all 7 films and is consistently depicted as kind-hearted yet oblivious, expressing affection for his pet goldfish and delivering numerous lengthy, optimistic speeches about the Academy's future. Gaines began his career in film and television during the early 1960s, featuring regularly on TV daytime dramas like Search for Tomorrow and General Hospital. His filmography includes appearances in movies such as The Group, Marooned, and Doctors' Wives. He made a guest appearance in a single episode of the sci-fi series Sliders as the elderly version of Quinn Mallory, portrayed by Jerry O'Connell. His portrayal of Commandant Lassard commenced in the inaugural Police Academy movie in 1984. In 1994, he portrayed Sari Bryazov in Louis Malle's acclaimed independent feature, Vanya on 42nd Street. At the time of his involvement in the sitcom Police Academy, in 1984, he was 67. Regrettably, on February 15, 2016, he passed away at the age of 98 in North Bend, Washington, U.S.
Glad that at least I gave some people in life a good feeling about themselves or myself for that matter.
Number 7. Michael Winslow as Larvell Jones. Jones emerged as a pivotal figure in the series, renowned for his remarkable talent in creating sound effects using only his voice. He remains a memorable character throughout the films, employing his vocal prowess to execute pranks and outsmart both criminals and authority figures. Jones and Mahoney crossed paths when both were arrested by law enforcement. Through Mahoney's intervention with Captain Reed, Jones gains entry to the academy alongside him. His repertoire of sound imitations encompasses various noises, including a flat tire, boisterous fast food eating, gunfire, and even comically dubbed martial arts scenes. Proficient in martial arts himself, Jones consistently utilizes these skills in the series, often accompanying them with kung fu-style voiceovers. His initial television appearance occurred on The Gong Show, where he showcased sound-alikes of Benji the Movie Dog, Star Trek, and Jimi Hendrix's Purple Haze. Best known for portraying Larvell Jones in the Police Academy movie series and TV shows, Winslow landed the role after captivating audiences while opening for Count Basie. In 1985, Island Records released a 12 inches record titled I Am My Own Walkman by Michael Winslow, reaching number 60 on the Australian charts. In 2021, Winslow auditioned for the 16th season of America's Got Talent, demonstrating his signature sounds. Despite making an appearance on the talent recap show and advancing to the semifinals, he was ultimately eliminated. In 2022, Winslow gained substantial attention from a YouTube video on Video Game Donkey's channel titled Video Game Sound, which introduced his work to a vast audience of video game enthusiasts. Video Game Donkey had been a long-time admirer of Winslow's talent, referencing and discussing his abilities on the channel. When he joined the cast of the sitcom Police Academy in 1984, he was 26 years old. As of now, he is 65 years old.
There is a script.
Is it good?
I have not looked at it yet because I wanted to see how things developed, because I was going to wait because they're going to put it through a couple more rewrites.
Number 8. Leslie Easterbrook as Sergeant Callahan. This character is best known for her pure sex appeal, specifically her large breasts, which provided the series with countless sight gags and penchant for wearing tight-fitting clothing. A more serious, grown-up, mature version of Tackleberry, Callahan is portrayed as a stoic, no-nonsense officer who is both physically and sexually aggressive. She along with Harris trained the cadets in the first film, but she does not show the outright hostility towards the cadets that Harris does. In her role as a teacher to the cadets, she usually gets into situations where after explaining or demonstrating the lesson, she is usually flanked by the male cadets volunteering to be her next test subject. For example, in the first movie, where she demonstrates self-defense, Leslie Barbara is her test subject, whom she swiftly takes down and sits on his face. When she asks for volunteers, all the male cadets promptly and eagerly volunteer. Another example is in the fourth movie, she teaches a lesson about saving drowning victims, in which she plays the drowning victim. After she dives in the pool, swims to the middle, and surfaces with her breasts showing through her white t-shirt, she asks, "Now, who's going to save me?" Immediately, all the male cadets jump into the pool and swim after her, while she frantically swims away. Easterbrook appeared in about a dozen feature films and over 300 television episodes. One of her earlier successes was in 1980 as Rhonda Lee, beginning with season 6 of Laverne and Shirley. The role of Rhonda was part of the show's change of locale from Milwaukee to Hollywood. In 1984, when he acted in the sitcom Police Academy, she was 35 years old. Now she is 74 years old.
So this is exciting, and it's exciting to see everybody here. It's a nice turnout. Yeah. Yeah.
Number 9. Doug Lennox as unnamed main antagonist, Axe Murderer. The main antagonist of the first film, who was seen in a leather jacket, a t-shirt that says Vassar, beanie and jeans. He was first seen at the end of the open gate, while Blanks and Copeland were busy antagonizing his gang of thugs. Once they got at the end, the man comes out and takes the revolvers out of their hands, forcing Blanks and Copeland on the run from him. The man and his thugs takes Lieutenant Harris hostage and Mahoney attempts a rescue. It goes awry and the man takes him as a second hostage. He is foiled by Hightower when he fooled him into believing he is a tough thug wanting to help out his fellow criminal. After being knocked out, the man tries to kill Hightower by pulling his own revolver. However, he is easily apprehended by hooks through a back door to the place Harris and Mahoney are being held hostage. Credited as Axe Murderer in the third film, he is also one of the suspects seen in the police lineup at the 16th precinct. He is later shown to be the leader of the criminal gang responsible for Governor Nielsen's kidnapping at the charity regatta. One of the members of his gang is his mother. He engages the academy grads in a dramatic boat chase across the harbor, but gets put in his place by hooks once again. In 1984, when he acted in the sitcom Police Academy, he was 46 years old. Now he is 77 years old.
And you're going to give them the okay stuff? Did they just do an okay job? Or are they just okay friends? Give them the good stuff.
Number 10. Scott Thompson as Sergeant Chad Copeland. Chad Copeland starts out as a cadet in the first film, and in his subsequent appearances moves further up the ranks. Upon meeting Hightower the first time at the academy, Copeland immediately is intimidated by him after an earlier comment he made with Blanks. Initially chosen with blanks as a cadet leader for Harris's team at the academy to spy on Mahoney and his friends to get them off the force and discredit them. Copeland is portrayed as a bigot several times in the first movie. He makes a racial insult at Hooks for accidentally running over his feet by calling her a dumb, fat jigaboo. His intimidation for Hightower grew when he comes down the steps offended by the racial insult enough to flip the car over with Copeland inside. He stays on with the Metropolitan Police and attempts to sabotage Lassard's academy under the guidance of Commandant Mouser. Surprisingly, even though his antics of sabotage were found out by Sergeant Hooks and Cadet Fackler, he is still kept on the force. His attitude on the police beat is that of being overly strict, and tends to antagonize people akin to Captain Harris's attitude. Just like Proctor, he was Harris and Mouser spies and want to make sure they do whatever it takes to get rid of Lassard's men off the force and discredit them. He is often fooled into walking into the gay bar, the Blue Oyster. In 1984, when he acted in the sitcom Police AC Demi, he was 27 years old. Now he is 66 years old.
Promiscuous. And I really believe, looking back on it, that was the night that the virus took him. And I look at it, I'm so lucky.
Number 11, David Graff as Tackleberry. Tackleberry maintains a presence in all 7 films and is chiefly recognized for his deep affinity for firearms, military culture, and direct action. Prior to joining the police academy, he served as a veteran in the U.S. military and worked as a security guard. His decision to transition to the police force stemmed from a desire for more action, yet he struggles to discern between the protocols of military and civilian life. This paramilitary mindset was instilled in him from home. He recounts receiving his firearm from his mother in the first film and later draws a connection between an elderly weapons enthusiast, Mrs. Lois Feldman, and his own mother in the 4th installment. Regarded as somewhat trigger-happy, Tackleberry's penchant for firearms could have led to severe consequences if not for his exceptional marksmanship. While he gets the job done, his methods often involve excessive force and a degree of naivete. For instance, he once assisted a distressed elderly lady who lost money in a payphone by shooting it, causing coins to spill into his hands, asking her humorously if she could identify her quarter. Beyond his love for firearms, Tackleberry is also a skilled saxophonist. Graff made his television debut as a contestant on the $20,000 Pyramid in December 1979, paired with actress Patty Duke. He later appeared on subsequent editions of the show as a celebrity contestant, twice alongside Duke. During the early 1980s, while striving as an actor, he secured minor roles in popular TV series such as MASH, The Dukes of Hazzard, Airwolf, Hardcastle and McCormick, and The A-Team. At the time of his involvement in the sitcom Police Academy, in 1984, he was 34 years old. Unfortunately, on April 7, 2001, he passed away at the age of 51 in Phoenix, Arizona, U.S.
And I want to mail a little handwritten note or a longer version to someone.
A chain letter.
A love. And this is a thing you cut wood with, right?
We really love the cast of Police Academy. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you on the next video.